Let's talk about how to combine your foods the right way. If you're going to eat fruits by themselves. Wait till the digestive process go down and then start eating other things if you want to eat other things. Never mix your melons with other fruits. Melons break down the fastest because they have 98 to 99% water in them. And since they break down faster and you're going to put it on top of another fruit, what's going to happen is you're going to create more alcohol. And there's been studies that shown that people get drunk and get into accidents. They never had a drink in their life, and they wondering how they was intoxicated. They was intoxicated because they did not choose to eat their melons alone. Eat your melons alone or leave them alone. See that? Another thing, don't mix your citrus fruit or what you'll call your acid fruits with your sweet fruits. This causes a pH imbalance inside of the stomach. If you're going to have sweet fruits, eat sweet fruits only. If you're going to have citric fruits or acid fruits, eat citric or acid fruits alone. Leave them by themselves. Now, you can mix them with sub-acid fruits or sub-sweet fruits, but don't go from sweet all the way to acid and mix them together. This causes poor digestion because this actually tricks the hydrochloric acid inside the stomach, and it tricks the actual pepsinogen inside the stomach, right? Now you're going to have all of these different enzymic reactions from the pancreas creating sodium bicarbonate. Sodium bicarbonate going to be in the system and ain't going to know what to do. You see that? Never mix your proteins with anything. If you're going to be a protein eater, eat nothing but proteins. That's what all meat eaters do. I've never seen a lion eat anything but meat, ever in my life. Now, on occasion, if he have a very, very poor, bad stomach, he probably eat a few grasses and to throw things up, because that's what grass does. Grass is actually poison to any animal that's not a herbivore, so it'll give you a purging effect. The same thing that herbs do, which is nothing but grass to us or plants to us. That's why herbs give you a purging effect, to have you throwing up. It gives you diarrhea, it have your skin defecating, it gives you a runny nose, it throws you into a healing crisis, because the highly active stimulants inside of herbs, yes, herbs is a stimulant. Let's keep it real. It's going to have you actually throwing up and relieving to get rid of all the metabolic waste that have been built up in your body. So every now and then you probably see a lion eat some grass, but the only reason I eat it because he's sick is he know the grass ain't meant for him to eat, so it's going to upset his stomach. He going to throw everything else up in his stomach. You see that? So always eat your proteins by themselves if you choose to eat proteins. And I'm not saying it like proteins is not in everything. Proteins is in everything. But there are certain proteins that we can eat and certain proteins that we can't. I hate the word protein. I believe in amino acid structures. But we were created to eat simple amino acid structures. You see that? If you're going to choose to eat grains, I will give you good grains to eat. Stay away from spelt. Spelt have gluten in it. You don't believe me? Look it up. And spelt is a GMO. Spelt come from Armour wheat. Armour wheat come from Einkorn wheat. You see that? So it was Einkorn wheat. Einkorn wheat made it with a ryegrass and created Armour wheat. Armour wheat then made it with something called tritium, and tritium actually created something what you call spelt wheat. Then spelt wheat was modified and given over into something called polyploidy. Look it up, polyploidy. And then these is where you get all of these different strands from. We literally went from a 14 chromosome plant to a 42 chromosome plant that you call spelt. And we think spelt is alkaline. That is a 42 chromosome plant that is whooping a lot of our butts, and we don't even know it. And that's why I can't wait till the first episode of Food Forensic Investigation to come out, because we're going over spelt. So stay away from spelt. You see that? Stay away from all of the ryes. You know what is a good grain you can't eat that will break down properly, that won't mess up your system, that don't have gluten? Teff. Teff. Another grain that's good for you that does having these things. Quinoa. That's another one. Don't eat too much quinoa, because too much quinoa is mucus forming. You see what I'm saying? But do not mix your grains with other watery fruits. Sprout your grains. Eat them by themselves, y'all. Notice you have to start mono fasting, mono eating. You don't see anybody in nature mixing their foods together. This only happens to people like us. We the only ones that mix everything together. You think you need meat on your plate with how do it go now, B? Meat, protein, carb, and
protein, carbs,
yeah, you the only
starches.
And starches. You the only one that think you need a meat, protein, carb, and starches. Nobody else in nature eat like that. Show me one animal that eat like that. You're the only mammal on planet Earth that eat like that, and we wonder why we so sick and full of disease. You see that? That's what I'm saying. We must start eating the proper combinations of food. We have to stop mixing all of our foods together. Your biggest classroom is not a book. Your biggest classroom is not a brother that's sitting next to you. Your classroom is not grandma and grandpa. Your biggest classroom is not the OG. Your biggest classroom is nature. Go quiet your mind, go in solitude, sit in nature and study nature. Study plants, study animals. Look how they act and interact within their environment, and it will blow your mind. We've been living backwards. We've been living wrong, and that's the reason why we die more than any of the species that's inhabiting this planet. And these are the facts.